What is up, everybody? Welcome into Flippin Bats. Game 2 of the World Series is done. The Diamondbacks with a big blowout victory here tonight. I am joined, as always, by Alex Curry. Alex, we're heading to Phoenix, and this series is all tied up 1-1.
Oh, yeah. No, the D-backs came to play tonight. We talked about it in the pregame show. They've been here before. They went down early in the NLCS and came back to win that series. And this entire team was playing with that kind of confidence out here tonight. So, which is also really impressive because when you think about it, majority of this team is playing in their first World Series. So when you look at what they did last night and then what they were able to do again here tonight, are you confident this is a team that can go all the way and win this series?
I absolutely am. The Snakes wrangled the Rangers here tonight in Arlington. They dominated this game, and it started with Merrill Kelly on the mound. He was so good. It felt like a must-win start for this team. And we caught up with Tommy Pham after the game. We'll hear that in a little bit. But he talked about how this game was a must-win. And Merrill Kelly on the mound, one of their top 2 starters this year, went out, and he dominated. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 9 strikeouts in what was truly a great performance. Look, this is also a good story for this guy. He's a Scottsdale kid. He went to Arizona State. He's playing for his hometown team. And it wasn't a typical journey for him. He had to go pitch in South Korea, where that's what led to him getting signed by the Arizona Diamondbacks. So his path isn't the typical drafted to play college, drafted to play minor league baseball, shoots up through the system, makes it to the big leagues. No. This hometown kid went through a lot to get to where he is, and where he is right now is pitching his hometown team to now a tied series in the World Series, which is just so cool for him. So it started on the mound, dominance from Merrill Kelly, and then it went to this offense. What makes these Snakes dangerous? It's their speed, and it showcases itself every single night. It showed itself last night. Alex, they dominated that game last night, and obviously things didn't work out in their favor in the 9th inning. But tonight, again, dominated, and it's a lot of what happens on the bases. This series, they have 5 stolen bases, 4 infield hits, 4 sacrifice bunts. There's teams around Major League Baseball that didn't sacrifice bunt 4 times all year. It just doesn't happen in baseball anymore. And you just heard the crew talk about it, how much bunting is out of baseball in this day and age, but not with this team, not with the Diamondbacks. Sack bunts in the last 2 World Series combined, 0. Sack bunts by the Diamondbacks through the 3rd inning of Game 2 in this World Series was already at 2. So every batter contributed tonight. Every batter in the starting lineup had a hit. All this damage was done with only 1 homer, and that speaks to what this team does on the bases. You never see it anymore, and it's kind of refreshing.
It is.
You get on base, you hit a single, you walk, you steal a base, you get bunted over to third base, and then a guy comes up with a big clutch hit. That's so much fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch this team go about it. It's not, look, trust me, I love homers. Homers are fun. You hit the ball out of the yard, fireworks go off, it's great. The Rangers do it great. But the Diamondbacks aren't here because of home runs. They're here because they create chaos. Mm-hmm. And I know that's become this statement, and what does it even mean? Great, they're creating chaos. No, I'll tell you what it means. It means they're out there stealing bases. It means they're making pitchers uncomfortable. That's what's huge about this, is getting the other team uncomfortable on the mound. You think them putting up 9 runs on double-digit hits is a coincidence? You think it's just a bunch of singles? No, they make the opposing pitcher uncomfortable every single time they get on base. And one of the best relief pitchers for the D-backs, Kevin Ginkel, who's been great as their 8th inning guy, we caught up with him pregame and asked all about stolen bases, and as a pitcher himself, how uncomfortable does it make you? And he said, I hated pitching against our team and inter squads because every time they got on base, you just feel like they're going to steal bases, and then it starts making you uncomfortable. And as a guy myself, I pitched in college. I pitched and hit there. I hated when guys got on first base. Not because not because I gave up a hit. It's because I was so uncomfortable with the guy behind me, if they were a fast guy, knowing that they're going to try and take off, And then what happens? I'm paying so much attention to that guy behind me on first base that I'm leaving pitches more out over the plate. So all these hits tonight that they ended up getting, they might not happen if it weren't for the chaos on the bases, because pitchers are then more apt to make mistakes in the strike zone. And I feel like that's what we saw here tonight, and that's what makes these Arizona Diamondbacks so good. So what's next for this team? Now they get to go back home where they took 2 of 3 from the Phillies.
Yep.
Alex, and now you win one on the road. The longer this series goes, I think it benefits the D-backs more and more. If you're the Rangers, I think if this series ends in 4, or it can't end in 4 anymore, but if you're the Rangers, you're going to win this series in 5 games. If it comes back here and it gets to a 6 and a 7, that benefits the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we saw it in Philly. Their closer, Paul Sewald, talked about it. We were able to come back in this series because we were able to make those adjustments, and we already see it here tonight. They're making those adjustments, Alex.
I mean, it's huge to go back home with the series tied, opposed to the NLCS last time when they went home down 2 games, which, by the way, they were completely fine because they came back and won the series. You talked a little bit about Merrill Kelly. He was a big reason they won this game. Was this the most important start of his career?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first World Series start of his career and the biggest game of his career, and he stepped up with a dominant performance in this game tonight. They absolutely needed it. He showed up when it mattered most here in the World Series. Another guy that showed up when it mattered most in this World Series, by the way. You can talk about all the chaos that was created out on the bases. Well, Tommy Pham went 4 for 4 at the plate tonight. He was awesome. A guy that the Diamondbacks traded for at the trade deadline this year, kind of an under-the-radar pickup. He's been perfect for this team. And after the game, I caught up with him. Tommy, 4 for 4 tonight, man, to start the game. Unbelievable performance here tonight. How important was it for you guys to come out and take this game on the road and have such a dominant performance here tonight?
Must-win game. We, yesterday, tough loss. We didn't want to go back to Arizona 0-2. And those kind of losses from yesterday could really carry you, for a week's worth of losses. We didn't want that drag going into AZ, so big win.
This team does things a little differently offensively, and you look up at the end of the night and there's 9 runs put up, but it's not always the home run. You guys, it's chaos, right? You guys get on base, singles, bunt guys over, steal bases. How much of an emphasis has this team put on running the bases aggressively and putting pitchers in a awkward, uncomfortable position?
We've really embraced it, but we use it to our advantage. You see, pitchers are uncomfortable, always having to work quick, and we're aggressive. I was too aggressive tonight, but you learn from your mistakes and you keep it going.
What happened out there? Are you trying to go on a one look and he looked back at you?
They did their homework, so kudos to them. You learn from it, you keep it going. I got to stay aggressive. I can't change who I am. I just learn, and the next opportunity, when it presents itself, I'll be ready.
Tommy, as one of the few vets on this team, I want to ask you about a guy like Corbin Carroll. He's becoming a superstar in front of everybody's eyes. From your perspective, talk to me about Corbin Carroll and what he's meant to this team.
He's a stud. Great parents. I mean, his mom and dad have done a tremendous job with him. He's a very hard worker. Sky's the limit for him. And also Marte, man. Marte made history. Consecutive hitting streak in the postseason. So salute to him.
Tommy, congrats, man.
Thank you.
What a guy. And I saw him when you were about to do the interview kind of shake you off like, nah, I'm not going to come talk to you. You're friends with him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, that was either really funny or good job getting him anyway.
You know what I like? And every single – I like Corbin Carroll. Every single person that we talk to comments on Corbin Carroll's parents.
Yes.
Everyone. Everybody we talk to about
twin?
Corbin, they all say he's got great parents. And I love it because I met them at the All-Star game, and we had a great conversation. And I walked away saying, Corbin Carroll's parents, they're great. And I just don't – everybody's talking about it. It's great. Tommy was awesome, by the way. Thanks for him for joining us.
Didn't Corbin's parents drop him off at his first big league game? That happened?
So
that was a thing, too? Like, they're very involved.
That was this year.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think it was his first big league game, but pictures came out, and that's when everybody started saying, wow, Corbin Carroll's dad is
Looks like
Ben
Ben.
Verlander in 20 years.
And they both love Corbin so much, so it makes sense.
And then his mom at the All-Star game goes, I kind of see it.
I know, everyone sees it. I love. Basically, you're an honorary Corbin
Carroll.
Carroll. A Carroll.
I'm a Caroller.
You're a Caroller. All right, let's move on to the Texas Rangers because a red-hot offense that has just been on their hot streak, we talk about how streaky they are all the time, was completely silent tonight. Now, do you credit that to either Merrill Kelly, you got to tip your hat to him, or is it something that the Rangers were doing wrong at the plate?
If you're the Texas Rangers, you've been hot. You've been the hottest team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
If you're them tonight, if you're heading on that plane to go out to Arizona, you don't think for 1 second about a bad performance at the plate tonight.
Okay.
You tip your cap to Merrill Kelly and say, sometimes you just get got. Sometimes it's the other guy's night.
Yeah.
And tonight it was his night. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a 1-1 series. You feel completely fine right now. That's the thing about where we are right now in this series. Everyone feels fine.
Yeah.
If you're the
Both
D-backs,
sides.
your goal when you go on the road for those first 2 games is to win 1. Just get 1. If you're the Rangers, you feel like, okay, we want to go 2-0, but we dominate on the road. We've won 8 straight road games in the playoffs. That doesn't happen. They're great on the road. So nobody feels like they're out of it at this point. I think we should be buckling up for a long series
7?
here because everybody, it's never happened before where you get a 7 in the NLCS, 7 in the ALCS, and 7 in the World Series.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance, but they need to go as their stars go.
Yeah.
And they didn't go tonight. Simeon, Seager, Carter, Garcia, 1 for 12 with 6 Ks tonight. So they just can't do that. If you want to win, you have to do better than that at the plate if you're the Texas Rangers. So that's how they win, Alex. That's what they got to do on the road. But again, how are they feeling? Completely fine.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, they both were. Like, even pregame down here, both these teams had complete confidence. And obviously, Rangers have also been in this situation. And they're going to be – both of these 2 teams went down early in the last series and came back to win it. So neither of them are worried at all. But let's focus one more time on tonight. Who was your player of the game?
My player of the game tonight has to be Merrill Kelly for what he did on the mound. Dominant, great stuff, great story, 7 innings, only 3 hits, the 1 earned run. Congrats to him on an awesome start, his first World Series start, and dominated. And Tommy Pham mentioned it, must-win game. And that's what it was here tonight, and he stepped up in the biggest moments. But, Alex, he wasn't my player of the game, but we have to mention Ketel Marte.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me with what this guy has done? 18 straight postseason games with a hit to start his career, but 18 straight in general is an all-time record, breaking the guy that just tossed it over to Flippin Bats and Derek Jeter, who is at 17. Ketel Marte passed him 18 games straight, the longest in MLB history. We're watching history
on
here,
both sides,
everyone.
yeah.
On both sides. This series so far has Adolis Garcia, who's been making history every time he steps out on the field. 5 straight games with a homer, all the consecutive multi-RBI games. And now we have Ketel Marte on the other end, 18-game consecutive hit streak, winning America tacos on the bases. He is the hero we all needed for the tacos. Congratulations to Ketel Marte.
Yeah, no, this has been great. I mean, what we're getting when you weren't expecting this matchup in the World Series, the performances, the streaks, the history, the superstars that are being born in this World Series, it's something special to witness because these are names that we're going to know and be following for an extremely long time. But we're heading to Arizona tomorrow. We got Game 3 on Monday. It's tied at 1 apiece. This is actually the D-backs' first time going home since their last home game in the NLCS because they went straight from Philly to here. So you know they're going to be excited to get back home. We've got a good pitching matchup here. Rangers have Max Scherzer going. He's gotten better in his last 2 starts, but we still don't know what we're going to get for him. But then the D-backs have Brandon Pfaadt, who pitched in Game 7 and helped them get to this point.
Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt has been great on the mound, another underrated pitcher for these Diamondbacks, but they're not here in the World Series if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
So we're going to get an interesting pitching matchup again, and every time I say that is because you don't know what you're getting from Max Scherzer at this point. In fact, you have really no idea what you're going to get from him. I do know that we were out here doing our show last night, and it was about midnight. Max Scherzer comes out of the dugout, goes out to start throwing his bullpen, passes by me, looks at me, and goes, "Holy shit, what a game." And then goes out at midnight to start throwing his bullpen. That guy's locked in. That guy's ready. And if you don't believe it, look into his eyes. The two different colored eyes will get you. We'll get you every single time.
I mean, every time he's pitched and he gets taken out on a short leash, obviously, because he's coming off of an injury, he doesn't want to come. He wants to stay out there. He wants to fight. So if he is healthy, feeling good, he is going to give it everything he's got. And hopefully he gets back to a portion of what he was before the injury.
Absolutely. So that'll be a good pitching matchup to watch out for. Alex, I'm a little disappointed in myself. Tommy Pham, 4 for 4 tonight. Had him on the show. Coming out, I wanted to say that he was fantastic tonight, and I forgot to do it. Damn it.
Well, you just did it, and your voice cracked, so it was even better. Everybody wins, and we win because we're heading on the road. Tomorrow, Flippin Bats are back. We're not road tripping this time. We're flying, but we're going to have all the content for you. We're going to have so much fun, so make sure you follow along all of the social media, because we're going to bring you along for the ride. That's what we do. We like to have a good time.
We will be live out in Arizona every single game, pregame and postgame, as we are now. But it's been a lot of fun here in Arlington, Alex. I got my cowboy boots on. It's time to giddy up and get on out of here.
Haven't given them up yet.
Well, that does it for here.
Giddy up and get out of here.
Giddy up and get on out of here.
I got that a little late. Okay, cool. Cool. All
right, Flippin Bats is hitting the road. We will see you all from Arizona. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify. We're also on all social media, including YouTube, where you can watch every single thing we do. We're on TikTok, where you can watch all of our videos, watch every show live as well. So make sure you check all of that out. But that does it for here for games 1 and 2. We are heading to Arizona. Thank you all for listening.